Hello and welcome to the first in a series of AccelerateHER videos with some of the fantastic female founders that we work with. I'm Elizabeth Pirrie, Chief Operating Officer at AccelerateHER, and I'm delighted to have with me today Sheila Hogan of Biscuit Tin. Sheila and Biscuit Tin won the Cyber Security and FinTech category in the AccelerateHER Awards at the finals back in March this year. Sheila, thanks for joining me today. It's lovely to see you.
Thank you, Elizabeth.
It's good to have you.
All right.
I'm going to start by asking you about Biscuit Tin. Obviously at the awards we heard your award-winning pitch, which was absolutely fantastic. I'd like to hear a bit more about Biscuit Tin, the product. Give us your sales pitch.
Well, Biscuit Tin is a digital secure vault holding all your accounts, important documents, wishes and memories all in one place, that's then released to those you nominate when you die. And it's all born from my personal experience of losing my parents and having to close down their lives and finding out firsthand that the life close down process is completely broken and needs to change, you know, especially, you know, when we're all in emotional distress when we've lost someone. So that's what Biscuit Tin is.
Absolutely. I remember clearing out my dad's house a couple of years ago when he moved into a care home and thinking my kids have got a much harder job, because not only is it the nooks and crannies of the house, but it's the nooks and crannies of the internet with Facebook pages and Instagram and all this kind of stuff. So Biscuit Tin takes all that in, does it? And
so yeah, so the idea was, when the idea was born, because it got me thinking, the experience that I went through with my dad had a relatively simple life compared to mine, and I just thought at that point in time, my goodness, you know, how would my family close down my life, because my life is much more complex than my dad's. I've got all this digital estate, I've got 2 businesses that they're not involved in, you know, and it just got me thinking. And then, you know, we don't have a blended family, but there are lots of blended families out there. There are lots. When I started doing the research, there are so many people that have just had horrendous experiences through fallouts and, you know, and not knowing what the deceased actually wanted themselves. And Biscuit Tin allows us all to plan for ourselves in advance. So there's no guessing. You know, there's no guilt on those, or, you know, guessing from those who were still left behind having to do it. Because I remember torturing myself over what my dad would wear in his coffin and searching through his wardrobe for 3 days. You know, just torturing myself over, did he want to look casual or did he want to look smart? And although it seems very trivial, at that point in time, it feels so important to get right.
absolutely, yes. So you've turned a horrible experience for yourself into a positive thing by creating something that everyone can use. I think most people would have just sorted out their own stuff and thought, well, that's fine as long as I'm all right. But you've done, and it's a trend we're seeing across the world now, is tech for good, where, you know, it's a purpose-driven business that you've got there. So that's just really fantastic, Sheila. Yeah,
I'd like to make a difference. If there'd have been something like Biscuit Tin, and my dad had had that, and he'd actually stated, you know, he wouldn't have even had to talk to me about it. It's, you know, because these subjects are taboo, but it removes the taboo. You can sit in your own home and do this planning for yourself. If I'd have had one, I'm sure the whole experience, you know, would still have been emotionally distressing and upsetting. However, you know, it would have taken some of the stress and the hassle out of it. And I'd like to do that and make a difference for everybody.
I'm sure it will. I'm sure it will, Sheila. So you mentioned you've got a couple of businesses, but what surprised you most with your journey with Biscuit Tin?
The difference with Biscuit Tin is that it needs investment in order to help it grow. There's market education to be done. We don't do this wholesale at the moment. It's tech, so it needs money to actually build the brand and to educate the market. And it's that investment journey that has been the most surprising for me. There is a lot of things out there. There's a lot of support in terms of guidance, direction, training, etc. But actually the journey to get the money and the hurdles and the hoops you have to jump to actually get that money is much longer than I expected, and obviously I'm on that journey right now.
Yeah, I think a lot of people underestimate how long it can take to source funding, from your first sort of pitch meeting with an investment group to actually getting the money in the bank. Can take a good 6 months sometimes. So yeah, I can appreciate that. So obviously I mentioned at the start you were a winner in the AccelerateHER Awards this year. What inspired you to enter the AccelerateHER Awards? Was it that link that we have to Invest in Women Angels, or was there something else?
Yeah, Invest in Women Angels, but also raising the profile, and I do admire what Invest in Women are doing. You know, that there are some, you know, horrendous stats out there about you know, female businesses and the amount compared to male driven businesses, you know, so I do admire what Invest in Women, you know, what the mission and the vision is. So, and also because it's women focused too, yeah, that's what inspired me to do it, and it'll help raise the brand profile too. And I'm hoping that the international business building mission that we eventually go on will help me make the right contacts, and help me secure the funding that I need for Biscuit Tin.
Yeah, I hope so, Sheila. And we're really excited to have you along with us on those market building missions when we finally get round to it. And obviously things have been a wee bit different with AccelerateHER this year. Normally you would have been at the physical finals and you would have met the other finalists and created some friendships there. But what has been the best thing about being part of the AccelerateHER community? We love having you as part of it, but what have you got out of it?
I like the down-to-earthness of the whole community of AccelerateHER and Invest in Women. But I think that is generally a kind of a women trait. You know, we're not competing with egos or anything like that. We're genuinely sharing experiences with each other, and you know, there's a camaraderie and a comfortableness, you know, in that community.
Yeah.
So that's the other things.
That's great. Yeah, I love being part of it as well. And down to earthness, I'm going to add that word to my dictionary now. That's fab. So obviously, Sheila, you know, we've alluded to it already, but we can't just ignore the COVID-19 pandemic that's going on all around us. You and I would be sitting in a room together were it not for that. And it's obviously having an effect on your business. I notice on your website that you're now offering Biscuit Tin free to anyone, everyone until the end of 2020. Now, I imagine that a lot of people are probably more aware of their own mortality at the moment and maybe starting to think about things like that. You possibly could have cashed in on that a wee bit. So I'm curious to know what drove the decision to offer it for free.
Well, basically, I didn't want to profit out of this, you know, horrendous worldwide pandemic. I just didn't. And I felt like as a business, we're at the early stage anyway. As a business, educating and, you know, helping people to make that difference in these horrendous times is probably just as important as the revenue right now. So for me, you know, obviously the intention is not that it's not going to be free forever. However, you know, I wanted to remove all barriers just now to help people, you know, overcome and, you know, to remove the barriers to motivating them to actually getting their affairs in order. There's never been a better time. As you said, you know, our own mortality has never been as forefront as it has been, you know, over these last few months, and still is, you know, and we've had more time on our hands, mostly, you would have thought, and there's never been a better time to actually get your affairs in order. So I just wanted to remove all barriers in terms of price for that.
That's great. Well, thank you for that. And it goes back to what I was saying earlier about just doing business for good, tech for good, and being purpose driven. We will put a link to your website in the details at the bottom of the video, but just tell us now, what is your website address?
www.biscuittin, all one word, .co.
.co, so no .uk, just .co.
No, yeah.
Perfect, thank you. Now, Sheila, the AccelerateHER Awards is not the only thing you've won this year. I believe you've got some exciting news for us.
Oh, I am so chuffed to bits, Elizabeth. Honestly, I entered the government's COVID-19 Innovate UK competition for any innovations that were as a result or would help in the COVID-19 pandemic. And I am absolutely proud to bits to say that out of 8,600 applications, Biscuit Tin was one of the 800 that
Oh, that's fabulous. Congratulations. I am so delighted for you, Sheila. That's amazing.
I know. So now we're projects launched, and we're actually adding some new features, which I won't share just right now, but we're adding actually no, it's a public description actually. So yes, we're adding new features to Biscuit Tin, linked to care plans, advanced directive, and things like that, and actually just doing more automation within the platform. So yeah, it should make it a more holistic kind of platform than it is right now.
That is fantastic. Congratulations. I'm so delighted for you. And we'll watch this space for the updates. Well done.
Thanks a lot.
Sheila, you're a successful businesswoman yourself, so I'm wondering if you've got any good advice for aspiring female founders out there who are looking to start their own business, or maybe in that early stage of their business.
I would say just do it. Just do it. Don't try and tick all the boxes before you start. Just take a baby step every day, and before you know it, you'll be at launch. Regardless of the hurdles, the challenges, if you've got real determination to do it, and if it's meant to be, it will be. Just if you continue taking action every day. But I think the other thing is besides saying just do it, do it. The other thing is be prepared for it to take longer than you may have expected, to take off properly. But it will. Yeah.
Absolutely, that's sound advice. Just do it, because Sheila told you to.
Yeah. Can I have a disclaimer, please?
All these people going in and handing in their notice tomorrow because Sheila said just go and set up your business. That's brilliant.
Obviously,
Sheila.
Balance your risk profile a little bit.
Sheila, that's terrific. Thank you so much for taking the time to talk to me today. It's been lovely talking to you. All it remains is for me to thank our partners without whom we could not deliver the AccelerateHER programme: Scotland Can Do, Barclays Eagle Labs and CGI UK, 3 fantastic partners who give us a lot of help along the way. If you want to see more videos like this, we're going to be putting them out regularly now. Click on the subscribe button down below and tick the bell to get notifications as well. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. Thanks, Sheila. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.